Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of RiesKitchen. Today we're making crumbed mussels, absolute favourite of mine. We've only got a couple of ingredients, so let's get straight into it, shall we? Fresh mussels, eggs, flour, pimento, fresh breadcrumbs and rice bran oil. So the star of this dish is the mussel. So this is a black mussel, farmed here in Victoria at the beautiful township of Port Arlington down on the Bellarine Peninsula. As you will see that the mussel itself, it has a pointy end and a curved top. It has a fairly straight side and a curved side. The curved side is important and we'll get to later with regards to opening mussels. Now there are a few old wives' tales around mussels. The biggest one is that the ones that you don't eat are the ones that haven't opened when you've cooked them because they're dead. Because these of course are a living sea creature. That's completely wrong. They're all dead. You've cooked them. So we really do need to find out which ones are not suitable for eating before we put them in the pot, not at the end. And there are two ways to do that. The first, as you can see from these guys sitting here in the water, is that they are all closed. That's showing me that they are a healthy live mussel that's closed. So if I was to find one that was open, and of course I had one out before and he's closed on me because these are beautiful and fresh, but if there was one that was open, the easiest way to tell if it's alive or not is literally to tap him on the bench and then he will slowly close down to show us he's alive. If he doesn't, that's one that you throw out. The other one that we don't want to eat is one that has a broken shell, as you can see here. It's unlikely that this mussel will be good to eat. Now to prepare our checked mussels, we rinse them in some cool water here, just for about 10 minutes, and they'll open up and let rid of some of the grit and salt water that they've had inside their shell. You can at this point give them a scrub if you like. As you can see, these are all just so beautifully clean. There's no need to, but you can if you would like to. And then you can see that there's a hairy bit here on the side called a beard, and we need to remove that. Now there are two ways to do that, before we cook and after we cook. Before we cook is much harder, but I'll show you how to do that first. So what we do is we turn the mussel upside down so that the pointy bit is pointing to the sky. Holding on tight, we then grab the beard and pull down. And that is now debearded. So now it's time to start cooking and of course debearding the rest, the easy way. So first up I have an empty pan which I'm just going to throw my mussels into. Now we'll just turn on the gas. And we cook these until it looks really like a really bad cappuccino. So lots of bubbles and froth. Normally this will take 3 to 4 minutes. Lift that lid off. Woohoo! And what you'll see is that the majority of them have well and truly opened up. So we can pull those out. Now there were a few that didn't open, so let me show you how to do that. So you remember I talked about the straight side and the curved side. The curved side is where the hinge is on this mussel. So what I need to do is just pop my knife in, bring it down to that curve, make careful because sometimes there can be some hot water, and then open it up. And as we can see, a perfect mussel. So now to debeard these the easy way. So grabbing your mussel, we can find the beard and just give it a little pull. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the meat from the shells. So now to get ready to crumb. So I'm just going to add my pimento into the flour. Now we want to make sure that we get a really good covering on each mussel to keep the mussel nice and juicy when we get that nice crisp outer edge. So to do so, we toss our mussel in the flour and then drop the mussel into the egg yolk and then into our breadcrumbs. So you want to make sure you get a really good coating. Now just repeat with all the rest. So I'm just heating up my rice bran oil now, and I want it at 180. And if you don't have a thermometer, you can just drop some crumbs in. You want to see the small fine bubbles that's showing, and it's starting to brown quite quickly, so I can tell that I'm at 180 degrees Celsius. Now as soon as I pop some mussels in, that's going to bring the temperature down, which is fine. Now the trick, of course, is not to overcrowd, so I'm only going to put a few in. They're only going to take a minute or two. We're just going to get them nice and golden brown. Now to serve these today, I've popped them in the half shell, the side that doesn't have a little connector bit for the mussel to sit on, and the beautiful blue just comes up lovely on the plate with some aioli. Now don't forget to check out all the details on my blog at the link below. And as always, the best part is in the eating. It's so crispy on the outside with that hint of the pimento and juicy on the inside. Just delicious. Until next time everybody, ciao.